Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters. We are here to analyze what was quite an exciting first map. It started off looking like an easy one for the Danes, but the Fnatic boys find form on their T side. I have to start off with Jacob because you prefaced this, and it is well documented that Dust 2 CT sides thrive. Not the case here.
Not the case here. I mean, it was a little bit unorthodox looking at those, stats heading into the game, that it was such a CT-sided map. Normally, I would say it's a T-sided map for most teams. You build up momentum, you go with a flow, and that's exactly what both teams got to do here. Twist, again, having one of those games where he just goes completely off. It's good to see. I was looking by the heat map as well to see where he got all those kills. And the funny thing about that is he got them all over the map. He was getting them at long, he was getting them at catwalk, he was getting them at middle, and he was getting them at the bomb side. So this means there was a guy who had confidence, he had a free roll, and he was able to roam around throughout all the map and just get it done.
It must feel good because we've spent this entire week, Chad, building up. Twist has had a poor performance, but wait till he goes off. And we finally get it, and it's a demoralizing 30-round game for Fnatic.
Yeah, sure. Look, in the sense that they lost the game, that sucks. But he's now playing well, and that's a good sign, right? That's a positive sign, one that we definitely needed if they wanted to be competitive. And the other veterans of this, Crims and JW, are also having fantastic games. To build on this Twist storyline, he's a kind of player who's very intuition-based, right? And it seems like a weird thing to explain to people, but I'm sure everybody out there has played a matchmaking game where everything has gone their way. Every decision you've made, every peak that you've had, everything's worked out perfectly. There are certain players, and I put like Apex in that category, there's quite a few players in the top tiers of Counter-Strike who are similar to that, who once they're feeling it, once they're in the groove, they just stay that one step ahead of all their opponents, and everything seems to go their way. But in that first half, everything was going Astralis' way. Even when the calls were coming in correct from the guys from Fnatic, even when they're hedging to the right bomb sites, the clutch situations, they were doing everything right. And still, the miracle plays from Astralis were coming out and just absolutely demoralizing this Fnatic defense.
Every single clutch scenario felt like it went the way of Astralis, and it wasn't until that second half where we got to see what Fnatic's response was. I do want to focus on how they lost that game, though, Jacob. I mean, they strung together what was essentially 11 rounds back-to-back with one defuse in the middle. Then it comes down to the match point. I mean, they had a low buy. Did they rush it? What happened?
I think Astralis happened. I don't think they did anything wrong in that sense. I think Astralis just figured it out. It started out by Siblings getting a vital kill on short, and then it was like a back and forth round. It was not a clear cut of a loss by any means. It could have gone both ways also in the last round. Just to put some more context into how close this game was and how close Fnatic actually were to put it into overtime, they lead in pretty much all statistics. In first kills, they're up 18 against 12. In clutches, that's the way they lose, right? They're down 2 against 4 Astralis. But in total kills on the map as well, they have more kills in this game than Astralis had, which seems to testament that even the rounds they did lose, it was super, super close throughout.
There is one clutch that we have to talk about as well, Zipnix.
Yeah.
That 1 versus 3, admittedly on an eco, but you have to start pointing fingers towards Fnatic. You can't let that one slip.
That was one of many occasions, right? But that one in particular, when you're watching him do it, and even when it was Magic's Boy in the 1v2, when it was Device back up plat with the AWP, you're like, they can always still win this. That's kind of the aura that they have about them, and especially Zipnix in that regard. He was able to isolate all of those duels, save his utility to the last moment where he didn't even need to take the fight, could just underarm that Molotov. But we need to put emphasis on how important all of those pivot rounds are, because all it would have taken was Fnatic to win one of those, and that could have turned the half on its head. They could have had a half, looking at maybe, I don't know, a 9-6 in obviously Astralis' favor, but still that's much better considering how close this one was. 2 of those clutch situations and they've won the game.
This was that winning moment as well. Magisk just hunting down Brolan or JW, I believe, actually at the end there was the 2 of them who were left to try and win it out. But yes, Astralis take the lead, and we do, of course, have another map to dissect as well. We're going to be heading into Mirage. Just before we do that, I just want to make sure everyone's got their comments about Dust 2 out. Anything you wanted to outline in particular?
Pleasantly surprised by Fnatic. I think that has to be stated, right? I'm sitting here going, I don't know how they can win. It doesn't look like this is a battle. On paper, head-to-head, they shouldn't have anything. And here, they've gone the distance against the best team in the world.
And that kind of hypes me up now to see what Fnatic's map pick brings. Maybe their Mirage continues to impress. It has already versus Liquid.
Because I think that's an important thing to mention here. This was Astralis' map pick. This was their go-to map. And normally when you say Astralis, they always win their own map, right? Yeah. That's a given. Whereas now we move into Mirage, which is Fnatic's map pick. And I already outlined it a little bit. Astralis haven't been looking that solid on Mirage, especially their CT side. It seems like they have a little flaws in it, and there are some areas on the map you can, exploit. And if you have a Twist who's playing like that, who's putting up 30 frags in a game on Dust 2, where he's really, really feeling it, not only at one certain spot, but all over the map, Mirage is especially a specialty for a guy like him. A map where you can roam around, a map where you can feel freedom, a map where you can get kills both on the B bomb side and the A bomb side in the middle area. Twist is going to love this if he can put up the same performance.
Yeah, I'm looking at their recent results. Now, there's a lot of kind of talk that of all of their strong maps, Mirage is at the lower end for Astralis. And some of the teams they've lost to, North, Tyloo, NIP, these are not teams you would expect to see the likes of Astralis fall to.
Yeah, they've had a couple of hiccups on this map, right? And I think the reason for that is it's hard to prepare for teams because there's only a set amount of solutions, especially for the T sides. There's only so many executes you can do. And that's one of the problems when you're a team who's normally ahead of the curve when it comes to the meta.
Certainly is, and that team that is ahead of the curve and ahead in the series, we do have the coach, Sonic, standing by with Trace to talk halftime.
It's very true, Alex. I am standing here with the head honcho over on the side of Astralis. That's Zonic, in case you're just meeting him for the first time. But, you know, Zonic, this is a game of two halves. In the first half, it looked like you guys were just cruising. You were running away with it. You win second pistol, then what happens?
I think that even though I hate to admit it, we got a little complacent. I didn't, but the players maybe did. They also played really well, and we just lost the wrong rounds, and then the economy got against us, and yeah, there was a lot of mistakes, and especially with the communication, and I think that people got a little bit complacent. I think that's what is the conclusion of that half.
So would it be fair to say you guys kind of got a little bit nervous, a little bit palm sweaty as we went into the later half of that?
Yeah, I mean, then you are like, you're a little bit cocky, yeah, we're gonna win this, and then you go from that to straight nervous, because then they are really close suddenly, so props to Fnatic, they played really well and almost made the comeback, but I was very happy that we could pull it off in the end.
Well, that was your map pick. We're flipping it over now to Mirage. That's gonna be Fnatic's home turf. So let's begin to talk about what you guys have prepared there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna reveal anything, but we have been looking mostly on our previous matches. There's been some mistakes that we have been doing that I can't go into details with, but they should be fixed now, and we should be prepared against Fnatic at least.
Well, I'm gonna let you get at, man, because it's about that time to jump into Mirage. Let's go ahead and head back to the desk and break it down so we get into this game.
That is the plan. Thank you very much. That's Sonic taking the time between matches and maps, I should say, to give us some extra insight. Not too much to go by, but interesting that he has outlined that there were some things, some blaring issues that they could resolve just by looking over their own demos.
I think if you had to theorize the things that are bad on Astralis, especially for their CT side on a map like Mirage, it's very difficult to do because you have Zipnix over there as the B anchor. You're like, well, he's always getting his when they come into that bomb site. You trust him. He's not one that can be exploited. You know, you think about this over towards A, you've got Glaive over in that direction, you know, you've got Magic's Boy over there towards Catwalk, you've got the Dupree combo coming up with Device towards Window. So you think every single part of the map should be relatively locked down, but maybe it's their approach with the buy scenario, maybe it's, you know, how they prioritize weapons or utility, just those little bits and pieces.
I think it's Device that needs to be a little bit more activated on the map. I think he used to be one of the best players for Astralis when playing Mirage. Now, Dupree is definitely a great Mirage player as well, and as you said, you know, they have strong players all over the map, Zipnix towards A side, Zipnix towards the B bomb side and Magic's towards A, but Device has been a little bit static, too static for my taste. I want to see him go and roam around a little bit more, go towards the B apps and go for a peek, go towards the A apps and go for a peek, and, you know, play with a little bit more confidence, because I feel he has been a little bit too static as of lately, and that maybe comes with the fact that they have lost and had some hiccups on Mirage that they don't normally have.
Yeah, just kind of unleash Device a bit, like, and similar to the way they used to approach Overpass. I mean, we've seen he was always that dynamic presence bouncing around the map, especially on that defensive side, which is what I assume we're talking about here.
Yeah, definitely on that CT side for these guys. And the reason that we highlight this is because when they played FaZe earlier in the tournament, they lost their CT half 11-4, only able to put up 4 CT rounds. And that is with losing Pistol. Now, keeping that in mind, I think, you know, that has to be noted. But coming into this one here, they will be starting on that CT side again. This is Fnatic's map choice, so they will have the honor of getting to set the pace on the T side and hope that they can dictate. Maybe that'll be it. Maybe Astralis will be looking to actually set the tone and do exactly what Jacob's saying by sending Device out, being more aggressive, trying to find those kills.
So for players to watch, as we're about to be jumping in, we've already outlined Device. Jacob, you've selected Device as a player to watch from Astralis. A Fnatic player, though, I mean, is Twist to the tip of your tongue?
I want to say Twist to continue what he's been able to do so far. He's really set the bar right now for Fnatic. If anyone else can step up and continue, if Brolan can come out of his shell a little bit more on this stage, definitely positive signs and potentially a win here for Fnatic, but same as before, still have to lean towards Astralis because we have that game. Sure, it's 16-14 on paper, but realistically, they probably should have closed it out a lot earlier. You have to make mistakes. You have to give gaps to allow a team back into a game, and that's what they did.
JW, though, does do a whole lot of work. If I had to choose a player, I think I would select Mr. Vexel. He has been exceptional on this map for quite a number of years. It does seem to be his playground, and he does pick up the AWP more commonly on this than others. So with our players outlined, our need to probe for the question, do we see a third? Jacob, I mean, you saw them turning around, the momentum, Flusher tweeting in, saying it's good to see them carry that over to Mirage.
I think there is a chance that they can go to a third map. I do believe that Astralis are a little bit too strong and they have more depth to the squad. The one thing that worries me about Fnatic right now is that Exist didn't have too good of a game and Broland was a little bit shaky as well. And on a map like Mirage, especially on the CT side, you need all 5 players to step up. They got to hold on their own, and if they can't do that, Astralis is going to come in bursting, and that's going to be a tough problem.
Similar sentiment from you, Chad, I imagine.
Yeah, look, I still need it to be proved to me, right? It's not that I don't have faith in this Fnatic roster. The early signs have been amazing. It's just you're going up against the #1 team in the world. I don't know how many times or how many different ways we can possibly say it, but this is a task that's difficult for all.
It certainly is, and we are just moments away from game time, I imagine. The Astralis boys, though, are looking to set their sights on that grand final. And I think, you know, for those of you that are less familiar with Counter-Strike, it's worth reiterating just how dominant of a run they have had this in 2018. Of course, you know, we've seen their adventures have been numerous, Chad, as they've been lifting trophies around the globe.
Yeah, look, I think the big one is just winning the major, right? This team now has won 2 majors over the course of the last 2 years, and we haven't had a streak in a long time since the SK days of winning back-to-back, since Fnatic just having tournament domination time after time. I think in one of the more competitive areas of Counter-Strike, for Astralis to be reinventing the wheel, or at least changing our appreciation for the game, bringing back the beautiful Counter-Strike with all, you know, the specific strategies, the nade usage, really doing their homework and the professionalism across the board. Not only are these guys, you know, doing the right thing in terms of lifting trophies, but they're basically changing the game and the way it's approached.
Yeah, they truly have revolutionized the game of Counter-Strike. Fnatic looking to topple the Kings, though, and Jacob, the final words are with you. Fnatic going up against what should be an insurmountable task. They've proven their worth on Dust 2. I want to know, do you think you're flying that Fnatic flag?
I'm not going to wave it. I'm a Dane.
Damn it.
I'm a Dane. But I think there's a chance. I think we get a competitive game as well. But we need to see Twist with the same performance. I'm afraid to say that had it not been for Twist, you know, Dust 2 wouldn't have been that close. So we need to see him in top shape, and then maybe we have a close game.
It's game time, Chicago. I want to hear you one more time. Counter-Strike, Astralis Fnatic, the second map, Mirage. It's Anders and Moses to guide you through.
Thank you so much, Alex. We are ready indeed. Map number 2 on Mirage, Astralis versus Fnatic here to decide who goes to the grand final here at IEM Chicago. Moses, that first map was exhilarating. As close as it could almost get, almost overtime for Fnatic. Now they need to brush off that loss and focus on this map.
Well, exactly. That first map just set the stage for this one to be so much more incredible. You start to have a little bit more faith in what Fnatic can bring to the table because we saw so many more pieces actually working out. Twist was incredible. Crims was impactful. JW started coming alive. They need that right from the start. Here they are on the T side of Mirage. Molotov in towards the window, a swing. And control for Fnatic, but they're going to keep this fast pace. They want to go right up, catwalk towards the B bomb site. Magic's going to defend, and that's perfect.
There was almost no stopping that Glock train, but they run into Megas and Dupree, 2 great headshots, and finally Crims coming in. That was a critical kill. They need one more though, and Crims in charge of that, taking down Megas. Now a 3-on-5, sorry, 3-on-3. They get those 2 kills, and there is Glaive coming in. He stops the bomb from going down. That's about as bad as it can get. A lot of trouble now. Dupree with 1 more kill, and Crims, the one who started it off for Fnatic, now has to try and go for a clutch here with 9 health. He's gonna get shut down. Wow, that looked like 1 more second there for Fnatic. If they hadn't run into that first bullet, I think it would have had the round.
Well, the cat plant as well, just a poor decision. You don't actually have catwalk covered if you're Fnatic into the bomb site, and those are the kind of details that get lost with the younger teams, a little bit less experienced, the communication not coming out. They could have planted default and easily protected, but Glaive's able to slow things down and allow his teammates to get the retake underway. 1-0. Fnatic just going to sit back onto Glocks. No investment, just the 1 flashbang, and they'll probably all just kind of run out mid to their death. A lot of good weapons here. Device on just a pistol as well. Should be pretty easy for Astralis, and they're handling it well. And here comes the nades.
Yeah, they get cleaned up completely. Really a quick round, and Fnatic don't mind. They're going to be in the AK-47s this one, so might as well get it out the way. And now they're fighting 2 MP5s, an MP9, a FAMAS, and an AWP. So AK-47 should be great.
Yeah, for most of those, the question becomes how does Astralis position these SMGs? If you get them close up, if you get them into aggressive scenarios, the speed at which you can fire them and the mobility that they provide players can make it even deadly against the AK-47. So different ways that Astralis can do good in this round. Here's some of that aggression towards the underpass, but this is a bit of a risk with the position Magisk has. He's kind of banking, they don't ever hard check that. Now gonna move up, JW gets a little antsy, they're gonna run into each other, good win for the AK.
All about timing in that underpass, and Fnatic now with a man lead. Gonna be taking over mid, re-smoking that, but Sip is gonna be on the other side. Twist might not even be aware of it. Yeah, he's gonna check that one. Very heads-up play from him, knowing there was gonna be a gap. He wants to follow it up, but still he's created a lot of space here in the middle, and yeah, the MP5 is not exactly great for that kind of burst fire.
The pressure that Twist puts on the B bomb site causes the rotation, causes Glaive to overextend a connector. Device has already gone to the B bomb site, so the A site is gonna be lost. They're gonna try and get this plant down. Crims is out in the open, actually. If Device wins out wider, he could have delayed that. It's not gonna happen, and I think Device and Dupree, they're gonna be content to just save these weapons. One AK, one AWP brought into the next round, and it'll be a follow-up buy for Astralis just because they stayed on the SMGs, didn't spend a whole lot of money in this round.
Yeah, nicely done from the Swedish side. And I think given the kind of close loss they had on Dust 2, you definitely want to start off this map with more of a victory, right? You don't want to end up in one of those 9-1, 7-1 type scenarios again.
Yeah. That would be really, really tough for them to recover from.
I think it's actually a benefit for them to be playing the T side on this map. I really think they're a team right now, sort of early in their formation, that they're going to be more scary on the T side.
Dust 2 certainly proves that point as well. First round for Fnatic. Double op setup coming out for the Astralis side. Dupree with one, Device with the other. And the weaponry actually between the rest of them, I think they have some guns that must be dropped on the ground. It's not looking too great at the moment, but Astralis are going to have plenty of opportunity. Yeah, they got two more rifles, AK and M4 picked up. One op over at the A bomb site, and Device is going to get aggressive. He drops down, runs through the flames, puts it out, and goes back for more. But the flashbangs keep him off the angle for a little bit longer. Even Glaive getting aggressive out the window as well.
I think he wants to hold underpass a little bit. That shot goes right over the head of JW. He could have been dead already.
It's actually crazy to see Astralis continue with this after JW spotted out Device. They stay aggressive. He just gets a new angle. Glaive watching underpass. He's turned for a flashbang as well. Waiting for Fnatic to take top mid control. That's the trap that they want to spring.
I mean, Device isn't even there the whole time. When Device goes back to check like he just did towards the Palace, that means he's pretty much alone in the middle here. This is such a scary play. Glaive gonna pick up one, and he can't continue the spray. JW will take him down. Now 4-on-4, still just under a minute now. And mid control, all in favor of Fnatic right now.
There's no one who's rotated to watch for this boost. Twist actually goes in towards window. Dupree is outside, but it's just one missed shot, and he becomes in a dangerous position. Now Magisk is the insurance policy at A. He is pushed in towards Palace. That is a strong position for the defensive team. It's a big risk, but when it pays off big.
Yeah. And on the other side, they have Sip, the anchor player on the B bomb side. Maybe one of the best players in the world at playing this position. That's something Fnatic have to find a way to deal with, because otherwise he can take down a couple of players just for them entering the site. A lot of Molotovs raining in. Flashbang, he does turn for it. Dupree gonna pick up one, and there's Sip mid-air. The bomb down on the low ground. 15 seconds, and he's taking a secondary fight. Ready for Crims, and he almost got that kill, but it's looking good. 10 seconds as they go for the bomb plant. Crims overextending, leaving JW alone, and he's completely boxed in right now. He's already got the double kill, but Magisk is about to shoot him in the back. I think JW has no idea. He's gonna go down. A big win for Astralis.
It's a fast flank because Magisk got the jump pushing in towards Palace, and that's why you don't see like that internal clock on JW. You can always kind of sense the timing of when that flank is likely to come in, and it hadn't really triggered yet. Nice job from Magisk on the patient walk across the map. And you can see there the struggle of flushing Xyp9x out of the position. He's one of the best in terms of his positioning and his movement. I imagine Fnatic's going to buy up here for another fight. They have plenty of money across. Well, they can get 4 AK-47s. They can even get the AWP if they wanted. It's only Crims who's kind of set back in terms of his money.
Yeah, so well worth it to give yourself another shot before the economy takes off, I think, as well as the big consideration that goes into it here for the Swedish side, just knowing that you can maybe force Astralis to go back on pistols pretty early on.
Hey, you've got 3 kills. You know you've limited the economy as much as you possibly could, so go for the fight. Actually, they're not going to go for an AWP on this offensive side. They're going to go for the 4 rifle setup with the Deagle on Crim, so maybe a little bit faster pace, maybe something a little bit more of a contact play. Not bad work for JW overall in that round.
No, definitely not. They had every chance of winning that one. I think Crims just wanted to make sure nobody came out the window, and there was an AWP waiting for him. That's kind of hard to deal with. very quick. Dupree running through the smoke. I don't know if they would have heard that. Even if they did, I don't know what they know what it means. That's a smart jump from Brawler, and I think he just saved himself.
Might have saved this round. The rotation is very far away. He's going through, and actually he's going to lead the way. Oh, he's got him isolated. That's the up-down, but Dupree does manage to get one before falling. The B bomb site under a lot of pressure, and actually coming out through the smoke is Glaive, but Brolin is so far advanced.
Wow, talk about a split-second shot there for Dupree to pick it up. Brolin, they're opening the whole round up. I don't know what they're going to do now. Just cancel it? Yeah, they're going to run away.
I think Astralis has to respect that, has to have some appreciation, because that's very similar to a strategy they like to run, and Magisk in that position. A lot of utility set up. You get him inside of an advanced smoke, so the timing is a little bit awkward, and you just bomb a bunch of utility for one player to make the entrance. Now, on Dust 2, Fnatic, part of the reason that comeback worked is they were so good at taking guns away at the end of the rounds, and JW continues that here. A big kill on Zipnix. No one else close by to hunt, and JW too low on HP, so Astralis gets away with what they can, but Fnatic have a second round on the board.
Really keeping the pressure on them. You like to see that for Fnatic. Even that one rifle that was stolen at the end, it all adds up towards the end of the half here. Once they get into, you know, those 12, 13 rounds, if Astralis run out of money there, you know, it could be a couple of free rounds towards the end. So we'll see how it all plays out. Sixth round coming up, and they have the AWP and the M4. The rest is looking very sketchy right now for the Danes.
The Tracers showing off positions, and Magisk trying to find something, but a little too much of a prayer. JW has a great position, though. He can actually choose to be a little bit more aggressive if he wants and kind of peer into that bomb site. Device now rotated over, so 3 defenders actually leaning over towards this side of the map, and they have the right read of the situation. It is going to be a heavy play towards this B bomb site. Here we go. Fnatic about to run into the blender.
Oh, he wins that fight. Device was on the other side. They're going to lose this whole bomb site. No contest. That was very well done. I'm shocked that Device didn't get that early kill.
I'm shocked that Astralis got nothing. It's not too often you see them have that read and able to stack 3 players and lose it all. Glaive's going to get dropped by Crims, who's on the hunt. He's going to come back for more. Magisk top mid, and he's going to lose that as well. 3-3, the money's gone for the Danes.
What a nice boost early on for Fnatic. Helping them forget Dust 2, helping them forget the slow start here at the semifinals. Pimp said it, he was a little bit hesitant, but he said, you know, they could win this map. It could end up on a third, and it's not looking like such a bad guess early on. I mean, there's still a lot to come, but they're controlling the economy, and they seem to be winning some important opening duels here. And I just like the Brolin round where he runs into B. I like to see him in play. Specifically.
Especially because he had that quiet Dust 2 game, didn't he? Got started off real slow. That was a big talking point for this Fnatic team, is how would they do playing on the stage. Maybe a little bit of jitters, but worked out on Dust 2. JW gonna lead point up connector. Just the USPs, and yeah, this is Fnatic with a great chance of actually, taking the first lead, I think, across this whole series, except for maybe the first half pistol round of Dust 2.
Yeah, that is true. It's a whole new feeling for them, isn't it?
What's it like playing from the front? Let's find out.
Well, Device wants to sneak on in. He's gonna land the headshot on Crims, but it is not enough. Now it's, you know, group up time, storm that bomb site. The other USPs just, they're not gonna be able to stop them.
No.
I'm gonna call it 100%, Moses.
Oh, you're feeling real bold today.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's courageous of you.
Taking some of those big risks.
Here we go. Easy access into the bomb site. Zipnix and Dupree had rotated off of it, so Fnatic just being safe. But yeah, I mean, if you have Brolin kind of stepping up in a big way, he's now got 4 kills. Crims and JW leading at 6 each. These individuals are getting started early on in this game as compared to Dust 2 when it took them about a half to get involved. Then, yeah, this should be a pretty close affair all the way down the stretch. Third map would be Inferno as well.
It is the closing map. That's what we all want. Well, think about how Dust 2 would have been if the way that Fnatic ended that map was how they actually, if they started that way instead, if they had been that turned on, especially Twist, that, I don't know what would have happened.
In a way they were. Remember, I mean, don't think of that as like a smashing as well. That's a nice shot. But I mean, think of it as the fact that Fnatic did play well on Dust 2. They just lost way too many rounds that you just have no business losing. You cannot be losing 5-on-3s. As long as they avoid that pitfall here, especially when you switch it over to the CT side, they should be all right.
They're showing us a lot of depth right now. This is so early for this team. I mean, I think I said this a couple of days ago even. I wasn't really expecting this Fnatic lineup to work out so soon. I feel like they've beat some of the odds in sort of making it work a little bit early on. So that makes me excited for what could come, you know, 3-4 months down the road.
They've got a nice mix of like the young and old, right? A lot of these teams that we're seeing have some pretty good runs. You're starting to see a little bit more of a mix of, you know, 2 to 3 players who are experienced, who've been around for a couple of years, and then 2 to 3 players who have just kind of come up through the ranks, who are just kind of getting their first shot, who have all that young talent. The pure CSGO players, I think we've been calling them.
Whole generation coming, and even one coming up behind them now. It's evolving quickly.
Yeah, very quickly. It's going to be fun to watch these next few years. Back into the action after the timeout. Device with that AWP is going to play anchor at the ticket booth in the A bomb site in mid-control for Fnatic, and they want to pick up the pace again. They've done this a couple times. They've had some success, but this time Device can pivot over. As long as Glaive can survive, Device will have time to peer deep down. And boost into the window we go. Glaive's gonna have a big job to do smoke clearing. Neither of them are looking this direction. As soon as this smoke goes, they're in a lot of trouble, but oh, he gives it up too soon. He caught a glimpse, caught a shadow, and that's the middle of the defense just eviscerated.
There was a lot of firepower waiting for him on the other side. 2 AK-47s. He gets chewed up. They've got plenty of time. They've got some incredibly deep positions, Fnatic, on this map. If Astralis have to sort of rotate back and forth between A and B now, it's going to be heard from 2 different locations, might even just get picked off. So even if they have 4 people alive, those 4 people are playing in groups of 2, and that can be a big problem.
Pre and Device just have to take turns checking for a flanker from CT spawn from that window room, and I think Dupree just got pulled away at the wrong moment. Here comes that hit. And on the bomb site of Zipnix, didn't know where to position himself that time. A rare mistake, and it's going to get punished, but Dupree also goes down through the smoke. Low percentage fight from Dupree. Not really a great chance of even being able to hold on to the bomb site. These B hits for Fnatic have been ruthless. They've had it pretty much any time they've wanted it since the AKs have come out.
And the timing was amazing, as you said. Dupree had just run back through kitchen, and that's when they hit, and you could see Sip just found himself in the middle of the bomb site. Oops.
Yep, I don't know what I'm doing. And drop from Catwalk. So, Fnatic now with a 5-3 lead, continuing on that good start, and this is promising for the Swedish side.
Yeah, it's all working out.
There's the Fnatic fan.
There's that one Swede.
There's that one Swedish person in the crowd.
Bomb is going to be going up. I know that exciting for you, Moses.
I do love those. Device is going to get dropped right at the end. JW takes the op away from Device.
5-3. They're really laying in the foundation now. It's a good beginning on Mirage. And Astralis, they're now getting a taste of their own medicine a little bit here. They don't have the money to buy. Going to be back on pistols yet again. And
remember, this is what Zonic said right before this started, is part of the reason why that second half and Dust 2 became so close, is they got caught in that weird economy where it's, you know, you buy, you lose, and then you go back to pistols. It's happening again here on Mirage. Roland's taking a lot of damage, but he's not going to be scared of leading the way. Going to turn the corner, trying to find somebody, crossing over to CT spawn. Somehow he's run the whole gauntlet.
What is that Tabson level of aggression? Just keep on running.
That had to have been the conversation with him between maps, is just don't be afraid to do whatever. Just go for it at every step of the way. Just keep pushing forward. He does eventually fall, but this round is going to be securely won by Fnatic.
Yeah, no issue at all. Question is if they could steal an AK-47, and Crims is here to catch at least one of them. That's Dupree about to, well, might go down to one or the other side, but he's not feeling very safe for the moment. Crims tired of waiting. He's going to be put into play. Device will steal a kill at the end. It's still going to go in favor of Fnatic here. Worth a bit of celebration, I believe. This must be a huge relief for them right now.
Oh yeah, coming out of that first map, getting off to a really, really good start. 6-3 lead. makes you a lot more comfortable. And Astralis, this is the best buy they've had in some time. Double up setup coming out, Dupree and Device with those.
I haven't seen them laughing yet. That's always that's where the alarm bells go off in my mind when you see the Swedish teams laughing. You know something's
They're having too much fun. Just
too much fun,
dismantling you. What is Swedes and Danes? So I mean, I'm sure they're having a bit of fun.
Oh, they must be, right? There's the extra regional disputes. I think we were getting a little bit bitter at the fact that they were pretty much owning all of Global Offensive for the first 3 years. That was annoying.
Between NIP and Fnatic, yeah. Good pick from Device onto Crims. Magisk up next in Connector wants to get aggressive, but here's the boost. Here's the play that could actually turn this all around. No one's watching for this, and actually Twist gonna go towards CT spawn. There's a really interesting timing here for him. Magisk coming over and he's gonna check it, but he has no idea. Everyone else from Fnatic, Twist is just telling them, let me do everything. There's 1 minute left. He's gonna see one, the trigger discipline. He wants two. He wants that second player, and he's gonna see him eventually.
Oh, this is beautiful and cruel and heartless. There's the setup, goes for the second long-range spray instead. Dupree, he's got one chance. He's gonna actually make it back, but even then, this is still a really good play out of Twist. They've lost Brolin in the meantime. Glaive goes down. Meg is challenging, and he wins the secondary fight. Goes for the third spray, all on assist, and somehow they lose that round.
It's so hard to kind of judge Twist's play there, because obviously it's incredible. But that is the question. You could see him almost ask himself, do I go for the long-range fight first or the close one? He wanted to secure that first kill, thought he'd be able to get Dupree as well, and it just doesn't land. Obviously, he gets that second kill, the round is over, but what a great spin and play under pressure from Dupree.
Man. That is a door left open for Astralis to get back in the game. You really don't want to do that. They would have been back on nothing at all, right? That would have been all the economy gone, I think, for them.
Well, they're still in the same situation this round. A big win here for Fnatic. If they can reset this, respond immediately. This double op setup is expensive. Narrowly missing Glaive there, trying to peek for some information, but all of Astralis is below $600 left after this buy. Fnatic, meanwhile, has plenty of cash, so Astralis has to win a couple to really burn through the money. Almost a pick. That's only the second opening duel that JW's lost here.
Yeah, he was having some good stats with that. Free, does not want to stick around for it. Bomb gets dropped at top mid by Magisk, who seems to be really stepping it up with the M4. Just as I said, that maybe cursed him. He goes down to Crims. 4 versus 3. Because Crims is so low on health, it just won't be easy. Brolin caught looking the wrong way, expecting somebody to be on the bomb site. It's looking good for Astralis.
Fnatic needs kills, even in a round where it doesn't feel like they're going to be able to win it. Just 1 or 2 more frags to keep the money low, and unfortunately, Crims didn't have the health for that fight. Had the chance to get the immediate headshot, and it's just on a Twist. 1 versus 4, but he's found a pocket where he can gain a little bit of space, close the gap. It's just Device is going to be the hard one to deal with. Dupree waiting on Catwalk to peek out. Device has no idea he can be here, though. This actually could be a kill and a plant. Oh, and it is. Getting the cover, dropping a smoke, but I think Dupree, he didn't peek out as wide as you possibly could, and that is a bold plant for Twist.
Very bold. Oh man, I thought at least they would try and take a shot for the smoke. 1 versus 4, turned into a 1-on-3. Now with the bomb plant, he has got a Molotov, but it is going to be very hard to stop anyone from defusing with that. They have 2 smokes. He needs a little bit of luck and a lot of skill to win this one. Creeping on through, and Dupree was ready and waiting for him. That's a lot of effort for Twist. I mean, he'd set himself up for a victory. If he was ever going to do it, it probably had to be that bomb plant. Doesn't work out this time. The 5th round now on the board for Astralis. And they get to keep the economy alive. I think that's really the main thing they take out of some of these wins.
Yeah, bring all the guns forward, and this time Fnatic hasn't been able to chase them all down, even in some of the victories. Good round from Magisk, staying aggressive and holding his ground. That's a good opening kill on JW, who's been great, but the follow-ups as well. Not sure Exist he was holding the angle, but he wasn't quite ready for it. Still the double up setup, this time on Glaive because he had a good spawn. He's gonna actually jump right out a window towards underpass. Actually, no, excuse me, he's gonna make the catwalk jump. Over towards the A bomb site we go, and it's only Magisk here. There's a really dangerous timing for Astralis in this round.
A lot of people are really far away. 3 over at the B bomb site, so if they hit the timing right now on the Swedish side, that might just yield a result. Magisk looking over the smoke. They're right on the other side. This is so dangerous. JW is aiming through the smoke, waiting for it to go away. He's going to follow him up. I don't think Magus knows, but he's actually being hunted by JW and that AWP right now. Device out of it. Magus alone and Brolin with a double entry. That is all they need.
That is simple but effective. One pop flash over, Device gets dropped. And from there, Magix just has nowhere to go. That is a hard hit from Fnatic and really difficult to contain for Astralis. They've, again, just got to back away slowly. And that's the crazy thing. Some of these hits from Fnatic in the rounds they've won, they've just been so convincing immediately that there's no reason for Astralis to even fight for it. They're going to be on the back foot in this half, as still the money isn't great for them despite some of those victories. I'm not sure what they're going to be able to bring into the next round. Dupree will be able to buy something up, but Device and Magisk are going to be hurting a bit.
They definitely need more than 5 rounds in the first half here, Astralis. I think they for a slightly better first half. Sip will defend the AK-47, and nobody else is really close enough to be able to do something. Glaive almost did go down there, but he's going to be backing up 7-5 in favor of Fnatic. They're playing, I don't even know if they're playing a much better game, but they might be feeling a little bit more comfortable here on Mirage.
Well, here's a tough decision for Astralis to have to make. Why we're going to see the timeout come from them is pretty much the rest of this half depends on this buy, if they want to buy, and they are going to invest up, but that's going to be all the money they have, and if they lose this, the last 2 rounds, they'll have essentially nothing to fight with, so it'll give Fnatic a great opportunity to kind of run away with this half right at the end. Perhaps one victory away for Fnatic from staring a 10-5 lead going into the second half.
That would feel like a good kind of revenge to get for the Swedes if they could get 10-5, I think. That sets them up nicely. I mean, that CT side, I don't know what to expect out of them either. Could be that we're going to see a similar kind of struggle in the defense as the one that we saw on Duster. It's not out of the question.
No, it's certainly not. Defenses sometimes get really, really tough to kind of pull together. But some of these fast-paced rounds, some of these overwhelming attacks that Fnatic brought out have been very impressive. Maybe slowed down by some good utility damage towards top mid. That's exists at about half HP. Tagged up just a bit is Brolin and Twist, and Brolin again, he's gonna lead the way into catwalk. He's already in the ladder room. That's beautiful, one more HE, that's gonna be great. Exist hasn't even seen anyone, and he's down to 37.
Tough start for the round for him. 37, you almost need to sort of hang back a little bit, maybe throw the bomb to somebody else, because planting the bomb with that little health could also be a potential risk. They are setting up and waiting right now for Astralis to come peek all over the map, in fact. Kind of expecting it, but then, oh, a little bit late. Glaive almost throwing his life away.
But again, this is an area that Fnatic's exploited a number of times. This boost up towards the window. If Twist jumps in, there's no one actually spotting it right now. Device is coming over to watch it late. That's going to be from outside of window room. It feels like Fnatic's end goal is this A bomb site. They've got Crims waiting on ramp, JW in Palace. Magisk so good with this aggression towards A ramp, though. He's done it for so long. Crims on the other side. When does this smoke fade? Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, all the kills coming out for Astralis. It's Brolin and Twist who have fallen the Young Guns, and all that's left now is for Exist. This becomes a much weaker split onto the bomb site, and now it just seems way too desperate. Magisk, that kill might have sealed it.
Nicely played around the smoke for that long. There's a shot on Device down to 53, but didn't get the kill, and surely 9 seconds. I don't know how much they want to invest into this. They've got almost no money, so if he takes 2 or 3 with him here, that's a big loss for Astralis, and yeah, they're just gonna post up and wait. They will, another round here for the Danish side, I guess, and that's always good news. 6-7, building closer towards the end of the half, but that was, I don't know, they had the mid-control, Fnatic, and they didn't do anything with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it just felt a little bit flat. Didn't really have, like, they never had that go word to really actually attack anything. They were just kind of waiting for the mistakes, and Astralis, a team that makes very few mistakes. Maybe why that stalemate came out for so long. 7-6 for Fnatic, looking much better. JW gonna take point with the ult, and that's a quick shot onto Dupree.
Down and out of the round in the first couple of seconds. They're gonna smoke up the window, grenade towards the catwalk. Again, just all the basic routine of taking mid-control on Mirage. It's what you want to do. Device will get the refrag. That's over on the B side. Taking down Brolin. Twist. Oh, he heard the jump. He knew exactly what was going on, but he wasn't expecting that. Practically ran into it. They're gonna kill Device on the other side, and now 2-on-2. They did not win many of these Fnatic on Dust 2, which was one of the reasons why things went as poorly as they did now. They need to do it here. And they've got the right idea. Exist. Surely he wins this one. Glaive is walking right into it. That was a critical kill.
Well, Xyp9x the best at what he does here. 1 versus 2 for him. And he's got to figure out exactly where they're going to head. He doesn't have the information anymore. His teammate Glaive is obviously going to call out Exist with the bomb was spotted. And Xyp9x is just going to follow it up. He's going to call the bluff that they've given away this angle.
I hope everyone here at home can hear that. So he's gonna find nobody, but the timing, if he's at this bomb site quick enough, he might actually be able to shoot one of them crossing into the site, and that would be a disaster with about 18 seconds left. He's read this situation so well. He's posted up now. Where are they gonna plant the bomb? Flashbang goes way too wide. That does reveal where they are. Doesn't pull the trigger. He's waiting for it. Gonna get Crims instead. A great headshot. Grenade lands right in the face of Exist, and now all it takes is a couple of bullets and he's crouching on in. How come every single time he's able to do it? One more clutch for Xyp9x. Across these tournaments, it's just so outrageous. Jason, that one guy in the audience, he knew, he saw it coming.
Xyp9x is such a freak of nature when it comes to that. For whatever reason, the trigger discipline on the first player jumping across, he's more than happy to give him that. He knows once he gets into the bomb site with that kind of a timing, when the bomb is being planted, he has a one-on-one with the other player. And obviously, he has complete control. There's nothing Exist can do to really get information without committing to a fight, so Xyp9x just is able to command everything, dictate the pace of the clutch. It's all tied up 7-7, but there's still money in the Fnatic coffers. They did such a good job of just kind of getting rich, essentially.
Yes, they did. A lot of flames, the flick not connecting. A lot of damage at top mid. That must have been grenade damage landing on 3 of the Fnatic players. dupreeh winning nothing in that lottery, trying to shoot through the smoke. Instead, it's going to be re-aggression here. Brolin. Oh, that's a nice scope, taking down Magus. Now, does he realize that Glaive is in that corner? He's sneaking in close, and Glaive in a very uncomfortable position. He's been spotted. They definitely know, and they're going to peek him straight up. Taken down. Good open. Brolin has got so many good openings in this game so far, and he's going to get one more kill. Triple to end the half with, an 8-7 in favor of Fnatic as we go into the second half.
We didn't get to see a whole lot of Brolin on Dust 2, but you got to see it here on Mirage. Beautiful entries in this last round. 14 kills on JW, 10 for Crims and Brolin, and that's a much better first half. Had to do a break for halftime, and when we return, we'll get the conclusion of Mirage.
second half going to be coming up here. The first semi-finals of IEM Chicago. It is 8-7 in favor of Fnatic. They lost the first map, but they've done very good here on the second map, the first half now. This second half, if they win the pistol, that's going to begin, I think, to pave the way to third map, which would be on Inferno. We all want to get there. We all want to see what they can do. Astralis, they still look like a scary team, and I don't think we can count them out just yet.
Oh, obviously not. You can't count them out at all, and we still have questions about Fnatic's defensive sides, right? We didn't see anything great on Dust 2, nothing to write home about, so here they have to very much impress us and not just get picked apart. If you have advantages, which they found earlier, you need to be able to close them out. JW's gonna spot 3. That's at top mid, and he knows what's coming. It's a fast split towards the safe bomb site. Existence already here as well, but JW gets nothing done. That's the pre from Palace.
They pre-fired that, didn't they? They were shooting at that corner just as he entered it. Scary stuff, and now they're doubling up on the aggression towards CT spawn, flashing their way through. Glaive picks up one. Very important refiring there for Crims. He had to get that, but they need a lot more right now. Astralis are planted out in the open. They're already spread out all across the rest of the map. It's going to take days to find these remaining T-side players. They have a smoke on Exist, and that's the only thing that might work out for them. Gonna put it on top of the bomb, and running inside is gonna be a hail of bullets coming through this smoke now. They're diffusing already. Crims gets one. Knife is out. He's blocking them, but they're off the plant now. Or off the defuse. Knifing inside as Glaive is getting headshots, and Brolin, he's the last one left. They're running him down. It's not gonna happen. He gets one more kill, but they were out of time. Nicely done there. Inside of the smoke, they get that one kill they need.
There's just so many angles Astralis is spamming from into that smoke as well. There's no way you could find a safe spot, especially planted up against the box like that. It's a perfect lineup to be able to take out the diffuser. That's about the only hope that Fnatic had. So that's actually both pistols in this map lost. They both go to Astralis, which can't be looking good for Fnatic. Deagle out on Crims. Gets one shot off before being taken down, and now Device wants to open things up. Wants that bonus money for the AWP purchases later on in this half.
Bit of a trap that was being set up there in middle, but kind of doesn't really work out well with the timing. Sip instead going to get a triple, and that's going to be 9-8, which will finally mean it's time for Fnatic to pick up the rifles. Now, Moses, if you make the call here for Fnatic, do you play this first round default and just to test your own defaults if it even works, or do you start with the madness right away?
I think you're close enough. You start with your default, you start with your standard stuff. You're only one round back. You don't have to go straight into crazy, you know? You gotta warm up for craziness. You also have an AWP on JW, so even though he doesn't have armor, you want that to have some time.
We know this strategy. We've seen it before. Device gonna be smoking that B-bomb site from all the way in T-spawn. And they're gonna go behind it. That MAC-10 leading the charge. 1 minute and 35, that was the call time. Meg is jumping down, one big opening twist. In a lot of trouble, pistols out there all over him. JW does actually help him out. Getting a kill on Glaive, it might still be possible here, even if Astralis have made a big entry onto the site. Dupree's waiting, sneaking up through the middle of his Device as well, and he's gonna be down. Somehow, the Swedes have held the bomb site. Now it's just on Dupree. And he's running with that Glock out. I don't know how he's still alive. 1 versus 2. He's picked up an M4 in the meantime. This could be done.
It really can. JW is going for a big flank towards Catwalk, though. Dupree spotted both over towards Market, and JW wants to change the angle of his retake. Dupree looking for something, anything to bring this into a one-on-one. I don't think he even is going to realize JW posted up with that AWP, walks right into it. 4 kills for JW. And Fnatic on the board early. They actually did bring out a little bit of craziness. They had 4 players essentially at that B bomb site.
Yeah, and I've got to say, even then, I'm impressed that they managed to hold it. Because that first MAC-10 kills one, does a lot of damage to Twist. Twist runs out of bullets and has the USP out. That could have easily been a double entry for Astralis with absolutely no reply. If not for JW and that great AWPing action, I think they would have lost that round. Well played on him.
Yeah, that's some old school JW AWPing. Very mobile, very aggressive, very fast shots as well. No armor, so he really couldn't even get into any kind of crazy engagements. 9-9. I believe we have a timeout from Astralis to talk things over, as they have a couple players right on the edge of a bye, but I think they're going to end up committing to it.
Yeah, you want to go all in. Did you hear that, Moses?
Did hear that.
That Smooya chant has made its way all the way to America.
Doesn't make any sense, does it?
I love it. See what we've done now, Moses.
Yeah, you've created a monster out of this crowd. 9-9. Timeout coming to an end. We're back into the action. Mac-10 picked up on Magisk, and AK's across the board for the rest of the attack, but JW still has that AWP. And again, we're gonna have a lot of bodies heading towards the B bomb site. I think Astralis is gonna test this. Looks like a very similar strategy coming out.
Very aggressive twist, it catches Magus. Timing, they weren't expecting it. JW was there. That's a pretty strong enforcer to have right behind you. Magus gets shut down, and now they're just playing for the retake here. They've got the man lead. They know they couldn't stay on the bomb side once all the smokes had gone down. Nice fighting in the middle. Look at his fight selection. He knew that there was going to be a second player coming for him. That's a lot of information for them to play with, but they're still down a man.
Zipnix has got to throw a flashbang for Glaive on Catwalk if this is going to work. They line up for him, and oh, JW, a double kill. Runs his teammate, though. A 3-on-2, still plenty of chances for Fnatic to get into this.
That's a sacrifice and a half now. They need to make good on it. Dupree and Sip have got no more grenades, so that Molotov is actually massive. It's going to force him in to the crossfire of two people there. And Sip in a 1 versus 3. He's got no chance at all. JW with a triple. Quad if you count his teammate. And Broland with a double.
Yeah, that is definitely an appropriate sacrifice. JW is going to be more than fine with that. So is his teammate. Glaive realizing you had to get aggressive if you wanted to pull that round back into his favor. That's Astralis kind of testing that defense and saying, all right, we'll go right back at it. We'll see if we're going to have 4 people here again. Instead, it's aggression, and it's amazing that Twist didn't get the initial kill. But yeah, JW with the backup. He's been very influential in these 2 gun rounds so far for Fnatic. 21 kills on J-Dubs.
22 even with the
TK?
Yeah, well, it tags one off, doesn't it?
Oh, that's right.
So he's playing actually a fantastic game right now. Pistols all across the board for the Danish side, but I think they're starting to feel the pressure. The strength of the Fnatic team is carried over from map number 1 to number 2 here. They're looking very good at the moment. I mean, when you have this many deagles, you do just kind of need to wait for somebody to give you a chance.
Yeah, you're pretty much playing, a gladiator style. Everyone gets, go to a certain part of the map and see if you can find a fight, see if you get lucky with a headshot. Glaive was unlucky, he's forced back. And I guess the end goal, if nobody from Astralis is able to provide an opening, you just kind of fall back to that A bomb site and walk up ramp and see what you can get.
Yeah, eventually could have run out of time, so Crims there might be an opportunity here if Dupree can sort of crouch into the angle and stand up and just take a shot. That's definitely doable. He's not even going to challenge it. Checking pretty much every other position now. Crims don't want to risk it. Only 30 seconds left, so they're running out of time very swiftly at the moment. Broland playing by Shadow. They don't have any grenades to really get rid of him. Nice timing. And that's going to give up the game, I think, or at least a round here. 19 seconds as they try to make their way onto the site. Bit of a hiccup there. Hasn't reloaded yet, still has bullets left for it, and now set up with a flashbang from a teammate. It's working out great, even taking him down right through the floor. 11-9.
This Fnatic team has a whole different feel to it when Broland is starting to kind of get going. We saw him have that great first half for Fnatic, very impactful on the T side with his entries, and he's continued that into the second half on the defense. All AK-47s for Astralis. They've run the same strategy twice towards that B bomb site, letting Magisk lead the way through smoke. A lot of utility being used for him, and we'll see if it can continue. They'll have to try something, I think, because Fnatic has stopped them twice over there, and Exist is going to get aggressive out mid. He's got JW to back him up. Actually, he calls it off at a certain point.
Yeah, I think they knew the smoke was going to go down on window, and there was a Molotov, so he knew he was going to be alone Exist. It's actually probably a smart move for him to just cancel the aggression before they lost anything. Still, strong lead towards the A bomb site, which feels right now like that's maybe where Astralis want to end up.
Oh, what a shot from Dupree now. Are they going to expect Exist to be here, Molotov to slow it down? But yeah, Fnatic had a perfect call in the situation. We've stopped them twice at B, stack A, and there's Exist. He's getting re-aggressive. He finds the information, finds the equalizing kill. Magic's gonna try and find his own, and he does. Exist loses track of Palace, and that's gonna open up more for the Danish team. Glaive has the bomb and connector. Crims and Brolin going to be under a lot of pressure.
Brolin here. When he goes down, Crims is the only one really defending 2 versus 4. They've handled this round very nicely, Astralis. Slow and suffocating, circling that A bomb site and making sure Fnatic just had nowhere to stand, really. Crims and Twist about to walk into Device, and yeah, he's gonna fall. Crims, he does take one, sees the next fight, but even then, there's no real reason for Mirage to take it right now. That does give him a window, although a very narrow one. He's got no smoke and a defuse. Tried for the third. It's a really good attempt, but it will not be enough. And Astralis are going to pick up a round here.
They're going to pick up an AWP as well, which is super nice to have on Device. He can even drop an AK-47 over to a teammate. So that's a strong victory for the Danes to get them flush with money, to get the economy back rolling. 11-10, and I think Fnatic might have to sit around out. I don't think they have the funds to really fight for this one. I think they'd sacrifice too much long term. So Pistol's going to be brought out. That is tough to deal with. That's not even an execute or a strategy from Astralis. That is just get everyone in position and kind of just start playing contact on your own, and that time it stumped Fnatic.
I mean, Brolin had 3 different angles to hold at the end there by Shadows. Very hard for him to be in a good position all of the time. He did some good damage, and it lures them into another fight. Crims, he'll pick up one with the bomb, but it's just raining down all around him. And eventually, Xist gonna pick up the kill in middle on Glaive. So 3-on-3, 1 Deagle headshot would have been worth everything in that one.
I think he was so frustrated to see Magic take that peek. That was not the timing he wanted. He just wanted to take one little fight to someone on the ground. And May just ruined everything. He's been actually pretty great over towards the same bomb site. Ooh, Dupree, I think he had to have been looking at a teammate's monitor to see exactly what he was covering, but that's gonna cost him his life. And now with 2-on-2, and Twist was the man on fire on Dust 2, he could actually try and pull this off.
They're going to be very quick. It's the fact that they don't have armor that really scares me. So defusing inside of that smoke, if they don't even have an extra one to put up, but missed opportunity there. Bomb ticking away. Can they steal the AWP, or can they at least make it away with that AK-47? I don't care that much about the UMP. Oh, nice timing. That's going to give him an AWP and an AWP to play with. Sorry, an AWP and an AK-47, so still, it ties up the scoreline 11-11.
And that takes more money away from Astralis. Fnatic, across both maps, really seemingly have had control of the economy more often than not, which is a huge benefit. Nice play from Magus just to make sure everything gets cleared out, allow his team to get the bomb planted safely. That was the critical kill. JW is close by with an element of danger, but double ops for the defense now. No op, it was taken away from Device by Exist right at the end, and here we go towards the A bomb site. 3 defenders, although Crim's gonna be in connector. They've slowed things down. Astralis wanna hit this fast.
They could Molotov Brolin pretty quickly, but looks like they're just gonna try and run for it. Sip goes down. Swedish defense has to hold. This is the time to close it out. Yeah, there's a Molotov, but he's gonna smoke it off really quickly. No problem there. Oh, the spray angle is beautiful. Taking one down, but he can't follow it up. Crims instead will drop him. And now 4-on-3. And bomb plant is gonna be very hard to, now that they don't have the bomb, it's fallen apart here for Astralis. Instead, Fnatic looking poised to take the round. Good headshot. And Fnatic, they need to slow down a little bit now. No reason to keep fighting with the bomb is needed down. And there it is. Crims with the triple. 12 rounds for Fnatic.
Uncharacteristic mistake for Astralis. Glaive should not be taking that fight with the bomb. He was investigating that smoke far too much, and when he goes down, the bomb is just impossible to recover. Astralis had used all their utility on the initial hit. Now Fnatic, once again, has just ground all the money away. Great job by JW, the 1 kill and surviving. Crims as well, toying with this gap in the smoke. Comes out on top of a couple good fights.
Yeah, that was that one death you were talking about on Glaive.
Yeah, that can't happen. That's too much. He needs to just get into the bomb site, try and get the bomb planted, but you know, you do need to clear that position out, just not with the bomb. It's too much of a risk.
It's not immediately clear right now who's going to walk away with this victory. I think the money suggests that Fnatic are in a good position and they could lose a round and still continue to buy, whereas Astralis have almost nothing going into this round.
No, that's the thing. Fnatic now has control in a couple different ways. Obviously, in terms of the scoreline, 12-11. They have control of the money still. And they have a lot of advantages going down the stretch, and their defense has looked very solid in this half. It's not the question marks that we thought it might be after Dust 2, and that's always fun when we catch those on camera.
Yeah. We still need that oops, the blooper highlight reel. Magus hoping for a peek. A lot of damage, but again, JW there to save a teammate. Always in the right place, it seems.
That is a great position, a great follow-up. Dupree finds himself advanced, and a pop flash is going to give him an entry and give his team a chance, but Exist is here to close the gap. There's the spray, Moore falling out towards Van, but I think Fnatic, they've just controlled it. It actually was a pretty tricky situation, but Fnatic still marching ever towards victory on this map 2 of the semifinals, 13-11, and still just not enough money for Astralis.
13-11. This is a huge test for this Fnatic team early in this lineup to be facing Astralis on LAN.
We even brought it back.
Why not? The crowd is behind them. Glaive challenge in the middle, as you said, they still cannot buy on the Astralis side, so they're just going to be looking for some of these pistol wins. And well, there's one. JW a bit aggressive, and
Glaive got there so fast. When he actually turned the corner, he glanced for that exact peak, but it just wasn't there. Glaive had already gotten by him, so mistake from JW, and actually that shot's not gonna hit either. Fnatic's actually in trouble. They're rotating over towards the B bomb site. This is not an easy site to retake, especially with the man disadvantage. And even against just pistols, there's so many different angles, so many crossfires that can be set up. Fnatic's in a lot of trouble.
Pretty close with the Deagle. Now they're gonna be boosting on the other side as well. And they are only just making it here, and Device is waiting in middle, so he's gonna call it in pretty soon that there's nobody coming from this angle. Set up, Dupree a little bit early. Crim's gonna hit one more headshot. The aim is just out of control for him right now. Finally, they get one in return. 3-on-3, ticking away that bomb. Oh, Glaive, one more headshot. And now they're smoking it off. It's on Device. Has he got the lineup? He has, taking down Exist. And Twist, how does he get this defuse in? It's ticking very far away. He's gonna run out of time soon. Device, he's gonna miss the chance. And now there's no more time left. Somehow, Astralis are able to pick it up with nothing but the Eagles. You called it early, Jason. There was gonna be a dangerous round, and they couldn't do it.
I mean, even with Crim's hitting some incredible shots to really kind of gain a foothold in the retake, they still can't make it happen. Just one kill onto JW, and the other part of that is the next player supporting, the next player to rotate over for defense is another opper. And you just can't mount enough of a defense with 2 ops at that B bomb site. That's just a red carpet for Astralis to get in. 12-13, and that is such a breath of life, and it's such a reversal of fortunes. Fnatic now backed up against the wall in terms of their money. They're the ones who could be staring down the barrel of a reset.
Oh God, it's worse than it seems, isn't it? If they win this round, Astralis, they could bounce from 12 to 14 almost. And that would be heartbreaking for Fnatic. We've got a nice grouping towards the middle. Exist holding that ladder part of it. And JW in the window. They're ready for this A crunch, but it's going to be very quick. A lot of speed behind this from the Danish side. Brawler takes a long time, and he can't transfer on to the next one. Magus goes down as Crims will pick up a kill. The Device, yeah, he wanted that, but he wasn't going to get it. Now they need the bomb plant. They're going to get it this time at least, a little bit earlier. No! JW through the box, taking down Sip. That is a massive kill. They're going to try it one more time, but that might just be the round-winning shot. Device is going to try and fall back. 2 versus 4. They lost a lot of these on Dust too. They cannot allow it to happen here on Mirage. And Device, yeah, he wants for the late play. He wants to play with the bomb plant, essentially.
Dupree's here as well. They can do a bait and switch. Even if they find Dupree eventually or find Device, they won't know the second one is there. There is a smoke on Twist, and he's put that down towards A ramp. That's not where you want it. They have to just bodyguard here. There's the one kill, but they're not going to expect Device. Exist is there. He's got to take the shot. Now they recover, and Fnatic have done it. JW and Crims having incredible performances here on Mirage. Bailing them out. That kill on JW to stop the plan is what really saved them this round. And perhaps the map. And perhaps the semifinal.
It could very well come down to that kind of a round. This was a 3-on-4, and the bomb was about to go down. He even takes it at what looks like the thickest part of the box, but it worked out. 27th round now. Astralis, oh wow. But timing as Device takes down JW. That leaves a very, very weak A-bomb side.
Last time this happened, they attacked that B bomb site very quick. Brolin's gonna be in a lot of trouble. He's gotta hold on. Oh, there it is from above, and Xyp9x can't do it. Brolin, one more. The young star steps up. It's gonna put Fnatic on 15 device in a 1-on-4, all alone on the other side of the map. Fnatic might have finally just broken the Danish side.
That seemed like it should not have been a win. There was a lot of pressure on him there. They were right on top of him. What an excellent play coming out from him. They're both low, him and Crims, but it doesn't matter right now. Brolan right now on 20 kills, 25 on JW, 27 on Crims. They're playing a fantastic game. And Device, he's got a lot of time. Crims will find him. Make that another one, 28. And map point right now for the Swedes, 15-12. They may have just done it. Astralis looking a little bit distraught right now. They know that might have been their chance to get back and finish this semifinals.
Yeah, they would have loved to have just gotten through with a clean 2-0. It doesn't look like it's gonna happen. Desperate buy out of Astralis, desperate timeout to talk some things over. I told you the crowd just wanted some hope, Anders. Now they have it. Now they start getting behind the Swedes.
They're definitely ready for it. 28th round.
I cannot believe this resurgence we're seeing from Crims and JW. These are like the conversations you have like whispered, like what if we see the old school JW and Crims combination come back? What if those two guys, what does that do for this Fnatic team? And you can see here, about to take a map away in these semifinals and perhaps have a tough battle on Inferno for a spot in the grand finals.
I think especially for JW, it's been quite a dip in performance since the golden days. Are they gonna boost? Oh, I thought maybe they would try and boost for that ramp. Instead, JW takes down Device, and 4 more kills. We get to go to map number 3 of the semifinals, and that would be what we all want. Magisk, he's got the back 10, and he's not gonna win that fight. Pixis will take down Glaive. Fnatic reasserting control here in this semifinals, and they're just 2 kills away from making it happen. Bomb planted. Bomb is miles away from them right now. Brolan picking up 1 more kill, and dupreeh in a 1 versus 5. He's got no shot at it. 16-12, and we're going to go to map number 3, ladies and gentlemen. The story continues here for the Fnatic squad.
Crims and JW power them forward, but what a performance from the young player from Brolan, bouncing back after Dust 2. He was so quiet. He has 22 kills here. Phenomenal entries, and Fnatic, they might just have you believe it's possible. We're gonna find out after the break.